Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Blockchain World, a tech program anchored by Diaspora Digital Media in concert with Digital Asset Management Academy. My name is Toch Raphael. Last week, we learned the meanings of blockchain and its accompanying elements such as cryptocurrencies, nodes, smart contracts, and rest. This morning, we go further to learn the benefits and applications of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Now, how can blockchain help you to invest your money judiciously? To answer this question, meet our amazing tutors, Mr. Moses Obaje on his way to this room, and then we have Mrs. Shifra Poloma, our digital mama. You are welcome aboard, ma. Right, I think that she's having a problem, but I believe she will come back. Of course, I have my co-host, Mr. Ibrahim Omawase. Good morning, Mr. Ibrahim.
Good morning, Mr. Tochiko. Good morning, viewers. It's a pleasure to be here with you once again.
All right. Mrs. Poloma, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. You're welcome to Blockchain World. Good morning. Please unmute yourself. You're muted.
Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you.
All right, we are still discussing the basics of blockchain. Last week, we talked about the meanings and the descriptions of blockchain, cryptocurrencies. I would like you to give a recap of what we talked about last week, on behalf of those who did not participate, because this session is for beginners. So give you a short recap of what we discussed last time before we delve into what we have today.
I think last week we discussed about introduction to blockchain and cryptocurrency. And we were able to learn that the blockchain is a decentralized system, and it is immutable. Whatever it is that block that you, a transaction that is made cannot be changed. It is transparent, and at the same time, it is auditable. And we were able to learn that in the block, other than the blockchain, the first cryptocurrency that came about in 2009 is Bitcoin. And we equally learned that other than Bitcoin, we have cryptocurrencies that have their networks. That is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and some others. We were equally able to learn that there are what we call tokens. Tokens are coins that are developed on other networks. And we gave an example of Bodyscan AI, which is a token that is on the Solana blockchain. I think this is just a brief recap of what we learned last week. Thank you.
All right, now, having known what blockchain means and cryptocurrency as well, could you tell us why must young people, or should I say a Nigerian especially, invest in this blockchain and cryptocurrency? You are muted.
Okay, sorry. We encourage anybody at all, whether you are old, whether you are young, to be part of this movement, because the blockchain world has come, and the blockchain is going to affect virtually all spheres of life. The blockchain has come not only in finance, but it will take over the way we do things. Hello?
So we should follow it live, right?
I can hear you.
Am I?
Okay, let me just do live updates. Let me do live updates.
Mr. Kevin, please, could you mute yourself? Continue,
Am
please.
I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear. We can hear you.
Okay. The blockchain system is going to affect the supply chain management, healthcare, voting system, real estate, and a lot of the way we do things, our finances as well. So it is what we're doing now is timely for people to come on board and partake and be part of this revolution that is taking over the world. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you very much, our digital mama. My question here is, with respect to the topic of today, the benefits and of cryptocurrency and blockchain. Why do we consider blockchain in particular a game changer? Why do we consider it a game changer?
We consider blockchain a game changer because it is a revolution that has come to stay. Why? Because whatever it is that is on the blockchain is secured. There's transparency. And whatever you have imputed, any transaction at all imputed on the blockchain lasts forever, is there forever. Anybody can come and click and check that transaction at the time it was done, and he will see that exact transaction. That transaction cannot be erased. Once it is there, it is permanent. So, absolutely, whatever it is that you have that is transparent is worth doing. Because if we look at the way, for example, I will cite an example with the way the voting system is in Nigeria is. People talk about rigging, vote buying and what have you, multiple voting and so on and so forth. You discover if in future we deploy the voting system in Nigeria on the blockchain, that will never ever happen. We'll have clean, fair, free and fair election. Because you can conduct this election from the comfort of your home. You don't even have to go to the polling unit. That's the way the blockchain works. So whatever it is that is deployed on the blockchain, is decentralized. I can perform a transaction now in Bitcoin to anybody, anywhere in the world, and it gets to that person within seconds, as long as there's internet connection. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. You talk about transparency and security, which improve the level of trust in the blockchain world. Now that we understand why blockchain matters, let's explore how it's already been used around us. So what are the real world application of blockchain beyond cryptocurrency? You started highlighting how blockchain in the electioneering process, but beyond the electioneering process and the cryptocurrency, what other applications of blockchain is being practiced today?
We have blockchain in the healthcare sector as well. In as much as now, I think, we have a token that has an app that will soon be deployed that will handle the health care of any owner or anybody that will download this very particular app. So it's not only voting, the cryptocurrency, we have not only voting system, but even in real estate as well, transactions can be recorded. We have digital identification as other applications in digital form. Then we have intellectual property. For example, we have what we call non-fungible tokens. I can have an artwork and deploy it on the blockchain. You understand? It is my intellectual property, but I can sell it to people.
I think Mrs. Shipra Paloma is having some technical issues from my end.
Right on the side. Right, we are still watching Blockchain World, a program designed by Diaspora Digital Media in concert with Digital Assets Management Academy in Abuja. Right, if you have any contribution while we await our guests, of course, I've just seen the iProf, but network impediments, I think it is too much today. Right, we have been discussing the applications of blockchain world. Blockchain, a technology, super technology, an unprecedented technology that the like minds or people who are, desirous of how to invest the right investment of their money, of their wealth. Today, it is not totally advisable to save your money in the bank. No. If you save your money in the bank, instead of giving you interest or deriving interest from that savings, you will have part of the money being dished out, being wiped off on a daily basis, sometimes weekly. So it is not advisable to save money now in the bank, but you save it. There are so many platforms. There are so many platforms that I have, come to know about. You can save your money and then you have huge interest being yielded to you. And blockchain, well, has provided this kind of opportunity and great encouragement for us to save our money. All right, we have Mr. Moses Obaje. Please, can you hear me, sir? Turn on your video.
Mr. Moses Obaje, you're welcome on board.
Right, he's still trying to connect properly. The network is so bad.
As you rightly said, the future of global finance is in digital assets. So it's long overdue for every one of us to invest in the digital asset. And we have the blockchain who give us the platform to invest and also secure our own assets in the digital space. So cryptocurrency is just one part of the blockchain. We have the body scan AI, the token that we have been advocating for since the start of this program. And more often than not, we believe that it is a game changer. We heard about the story of how Bitcoin make a drastic change in global finance. When Bitcoin came on board, Bitcoin was literally less than $1 at the time when it came in 2009. But now Bitcoin is more than $64,000. So having this kind of digital asset is what people should be thinking about. And most especially in Africa, that financial security is the biggest challenge we do have. And earning in our own local currency is not a guarantee for you to combat the current inflation in the continent. So my advice to our viewers is to invest in cryptocurrency, digital assets, and the what are they calling them? Non-tangible tokens we're all talking about. It's long overdue for us to invest. And I believe, Mr. Tochukwu Raphael, you have your own digital assets saved for the future.
Yes, Ibrahim, we are discussing the applications of blockchain. And one of the things I wanted to ask our guests is, the foundation of blockchain is money making. Many people invested their money in order to gain interest. But as we are discussing the applications of blockchain now, Digital Mama has enumerated some of them in health system, in voting process. But are all these things practicable, especially in Nigeria, the way Nigeria is now? It is not enough to, of course, knowledge is power, but somebody would say applied knowledge is the real power. I'm not just having the knowledge. But the first thing first, it is good to know the information, to have the knowledge, so that you channel this knowledge to the right source, which is the government. We have Mrs. Poloma back. Can you hear me, Mrs. Poloma?
And Mr. Moses Obaje is with us. You're welcome, sir, on board. Good morning, Mr. Moses Obaje. You're muted. Mr. Moses Obaje, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Ibrahim. Sorry, I've been battling with network. I think for the past 20 minutes, I've been battling with network, but thank God I've been able to skill and get myself into this meeting. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, sir. I can see you are wearing your jersey, your Dama, so that means you're going to give us an unprecedented something today.
Well, by God's grace.
Yeah, so we have been talking about the applications of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Digital Mama has talked about the application in the area of health, in the area of politics, and then in the area of making money for yourself. So let's hear your thoughts on what you think blockchain can be used for beyond these three things I have mentioned. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tochukwu, and to every of our listeners. Just like you rightly said, there are a lot of use cases for blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Just like Digital Mama rightly mentioned, it can be used in the health sector. It can be used in the finance sector. So maybe I'll just take a little time to talk more on both the real world application of some of these sorry, I'm still having some network glitches over here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. My computer is just misbehaving here. I don't know what's happening.
I think
I can
it's
just.
All right.
Mr. I believe this is part of the concern you raise regarding the digital assets and cryptocurrency in Africa because of the lack of infrastructure, and we have a vacuum in the power sector, and also the internet is very poor in Africa. Would that affect crypto investment in Africa? So, Mr. Moses Opaje.
All right. Thank you. Like I said, I've just been having some series of glitches, but that's notwithstanding. it shouldn't deprive us from getting to where we want to get to. All right. Just like Digital Mama mentioned a few, where blockchain can be applied practically, I believe she must have talked about financial services and banking. Having known that blockchain was first popularized through cryptocurrencies, but its impact on financial services goes beyond just digital money. All right, where we have key applications in cryptocurrencies and digital payments, which enables peer-to-peer transactions without intermediaries, reducing transaction cost and settlement times, where you see transactions just take place within some seconds, maybe, or minutes. All right. And then also where we have cross-border payments, where we have faster and cheaper international transfers compared to the traditional systems that we have today, like the Swift. All right. And then we also have the smart contracts, which are self-executing contracts that automatically enforce based on terms once conditions that have been laid down are met. All right. And then we also have DeFi, which is this decentralized finance, where financial services such as lending, such as borrowing, such as trading is being conducted without the interference of centralized institutions. And this brings about a lot of benefits. Number one, you have reduced fraud and chargebacks from maybe centralized authorities. You have faster settlement and transparency. We know that anything that is on the blockchain is transparent, all right, is secured and is immutable. And then we have one of the benefits also is that lower cost of operation. Okay, that being said, blockchain also can be used for supply chain management. Yes, supply chain management, because it improves transparency and traceability across complex supply chains. Everything that happens on the blockchain is transparent and can be traced. You can trace from one point to another where there is a tendency of movement of products. All right. So, number one, when you talk about the application in the supply chain management, you look at product traceability, which let me use this as a case study where you track goods from raw material, from when they are raw material up to the point that they become an end consumer product. All right. And then because of that, in terms of supply chain management, you can also trace it to anti-counterfeiting, because with blockchain, you can verify authenticity of products, especially in pharmaceuticals and some of these luxury goods. All right. And then you look at logistics optimization, where shared immutable records reduce disputes and delays in terms of logistics. Now, it brings about improved accountability, it reduces fraud and theft, it enhances consumer trust in a project, knowing that this product is the authentic product that I need. Digital Mama had talked about healthcare, just like you rightly said, where we have the electronic health records, we have drug traceability, we have clinical trials, which brings about data security and privacy. It brings about improved data sharing between the patient and the medical professional.
Mr. Moses Obaje. Okay, we have lost connection again. He has been. Are you there? Okay. Right. He has been talking about enumerating other applications of the blockchain beyond what have already been mentioned. Mrs. Poloma, can you hear me? Our digital mama. Right, network is so bad. All right, I have been thinking when Mr. Moses Obaje was talking about, okay, I think we have him again. Are you with us, Mr. Moses Obaje? All right, continue where you stopped. Continue from where you stopped. You are muted.
All right, I think I was talking about government and public sector. Is that right?
Exactly. Continue.
Where I said blockchain can increase efficiency and trust in public administration. Where today we have the digital identity management, which is related to blockchain, which is secured, which is verifiable uh, with regards to digital identity. We have land and property registration. This has to do with government and public sector because immutable land records are there whereby once they are posted on the blockchain ledger, nobody can go and tamper with it, which reduces fraud and disputes. Digital Mama, you said she talked about the voting systems because with blockchain, voting will be transparent, will be tamper resistant, and can be viewed electronically at any point in time from any part of the world. So it is when government uses blockchain, it reduces corruption, it increases transparency in governance, and also it improves the trust of the citizens, you understand, with regards to governance. Then, even in education, blockchain has immense use because it supports credential verification and lifelong learning records. In fact, I know there was a case sometimes of one leader that a lot of the citizens of that country were asking whether this leader, the certification of this leader is correct or not, whether he has a certificate or not. But with blockchain, you cannot do that because it is traceable. And once it is already embedded in the blockchain, nobody can go and delete it. Nobody can tamper with it. It is secured. It is tamper-proof. So, with blockchain in education, you will see we'll have digital certificates and degrees, which are tamper-proof academic credentials. You cannot tamper them. We have also, when you want to talk about credential verification, employers can go to the database, blockchain database, and get instant verification of the credentials of whoever they want to employ. And then you also can track securely the academic achievements of a certain individual. Now, this will reduce credential fraud. This will cause simplified verification processes in terms of jobs, and then it will cause about the portability of records. Records can move at any point in time from one place to another without being tampered, you understand, and still being secured. Then another aspect also, like I said, blockchain is just so broad. It's just so broad. Another aspect is into real estate. Those who are into real estates, because blockchain simplifies property transactions and ownership management with regards to real estate, because properties now can be tokenized. We have property tokenization. In fact, you can have a flat and three people can own that flat at the same time. This one has room A, this one has room B, this one has room C. Okay, this person does not even have a room, but he is the owner of the parlor of that house. Okay, that's where we talk about property tokenization, fractional ownership through digital tokens. That's what we call tokenization. Now we have also smart contracts in real estate, all right, where we have automated escrow and title transfer of property. Then we have land registry systems, transparent and immutable ownership records, just like I have mentioned, because blockchain is transparent and it's also immutable. So you have faster transactions with regard to those who deal in real estate. You have reduced intermediaries, because today, if you want to buy a property, you will see a lot of people that are involved. You understand, the lawyers, the agents, the buyer, the seller, the commissioners, and the rest of that. But with blockchain, you'll have reduced intermediaries because technology will come in and take care of all those middle men and intermediaries, and then you will have increased market liquidity as far as that is concerned. And another thing is even the internet itself, where we talk about the Internet of Things, because blockchain enhances security and trust in Internet of Things ecosystem. All right, where you have device identity and authentication. All right, secure identification of devices. That's why today I cannot come and just pick your phone and begin to tamper with your phone, because your phone, based on some of these applications of blockchain, your device is secured. You understand? There's this data in integrity, where we have tamper-proof sensor data. All right, where it is just by sensory that you can access those data. It's just like you using a fingerprint for you to unlock your phone. Without the fingerprint, which is a sensor, all right, you cannot access the services of that phone. We have machine-to-machine payment, automated micro payments between devices. All right, just like we know, cryptocurrencies, when you make transfers, it is on your phone that you will see it. It is not something that you can touch physically, but there is this automated machine-to-machine payments. All right, it enhances security, reduce single points of failure, and then we have what we call scalable automations that can be scaled over time to improve services. Then we have energy and utilities, peer-to-peer energy trading. We have grid management, that is the power sector management, and then we have what is called the carbon credit.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Oh, yes.
Talk as far as this is concerned, Mr.
Yeah, from what you just said, blockchain is all embracing. It embraces all walks of life. But as you were enumerating all these things, my thoughts were, can the Nigerian government or stakeholders in various sectors really have this will to adopt blockchain technology? Because why am I saying this? You have the electoral system, for example. It is currently being delayed. We have a new electoral bill, or should I say Electoral Amendment Act. It has been passed by the House of Representatives, still awaiting the thumbs up of the Senate. Now, the question is, what has been incorporated into this new electoral act? These are some of the things that should be considered. Incorporating blockchain into the new electoral act that will ensure that the 2027 election will be really free, fair, and credible. And then in the education sector, as you have mentioned, you mentioned verification of certificate, but my mind was chancing upon malpractice, the sanctity of our examinations, because education is the foundation of every society. So we really need this blockchain technology into the whole education system, from the management of education down to those who are on the receiving side, that is the students. So my question to you, Mrs. Poloma, we keep talking, Nigeria keep talking, but do we really have this infrastructure and then human resources to drive this blockchain to become a reality in all sectors in Nigeria?
Rome was not built in a day. And even the government itself just gave the go-ahead, the approval for cryptocurrency last year. And that is why some of outfits like ours, Dama Academy, is here to see how we can partner with government agencies, institutions, and what have you, so that we'll offer this knowledge to them. And then we'll see how we can collaborate to, ensure that the blockchain is adequately keyed into by the governments and institutions. And last year, Dama Academy partnered and is still in partnership with the Directorate of Science Technology and Innovation of the Federal Capital Territory, which we were there. We had a session with them, full training session with them. And we are in partnership with them. We've gone around their schools because as part of their mandate, too, there's innovation. So they gave us the go ahead. We went around their schools to offer knowledge to their teachers in the various, about I think 6 schools within the FCT. So it's just a starting for us. I think bottom line is that government and institutions, we have written letters across to the NYSC.
Mrs. Paloma, I think we have lost connection. But maybe you take over from there, our digital chief, AI prof. What is really the problem here?
All right, Mr. Tuchuk, just like Digital Mama rightly said, and that's why Dama Academy has come into play to see how we can synergize, we can be in synergy with the governments of our nation to see that blockchain comes into full implementation in our country. In as much as, yes, she rightly said that Rome wasn't built in a day. It will take some time. It will take more of education, enlightenment, advocacy programs, and what have you, which Dama Academy has already started in partnership with DSTI, Department of Science, Technology, and Innovation. Though it's not going to be easy, definitely there will be a lot of bottlenecks, of which we are already seeing some of them in the course of our engagements with some of these government agencies, some of these institutions and parastatals of government, because it's a new technology, and that Nigeria never took into cognizance and in the time past to make in-depth research to gain more knowledge and understanding of what it is all about. And so therefore, when you engage with some of these institutions, they tend to look at it in a wrong dimension, most especially when they hear cryptocurrencies, they feel it's another thing entirely, which is cryptocurrency is not even the in thing. All right. Yes, we know finance is all right. But the technology is so broad that you don't just look at a singular point of entry and think that is where it all lies. Just like I mentioned, you can hear me mentioning government, you can hear me mentioning real estate, you can hear me mentioning the health sector, you can hear me mentioning education. There's a robust package as far as blockchain is concerned. And because of its security and transparency, I bet you it will go a long way in salvaging our nation and our economy from what we are seeing today. Because there's a lot of rot as far as our government and economy is concerned. So, just like you rightly said, yes, Nigeria as a nation, I bet you we have the manpower, we have the techno know-how to see how these things are being implemented. But like I said, there must be bottlenecks. And these bottlenecks, the way to solve this challenge is more of education oriented. More of education oriented. These people need to be educated, people need to be oriented, people need to know what blockchain is all about and how it can help them become better as a people, as a nation, as those who are in governance, those who are in politics. You understand? So, and that's why Dama Academy is always on its toes to see that we gain access. But like I said, it's not going to be easy. Those bottlenecks will always be there. In fact, there are letters we've written to agencies, ministries, parastatals. Up till today, we've not gotten any response from them. And some, when you get response from them, it is another thing is challenging. Some of them will even want you to come and finance the teaching. All right, you're coming to educate them, but they want you to finance that which you have come to give them. which it is not done anywhere. All right. All we need is give us an open room to come in and educate you. Some will even ask you, who is going to take over the refreshment? You have not even gotten knowledge. You are talking of refreshment. So there's a lot to be done as far as the space is concerned. And Dharma Academy is not relenting. We are not going to relent. We are not going to stop. Okay. This is just our starting point, and we'll make sure we try as much as possible that we talk to someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows the minister, who knows the governor, or who knows the president, until we get to where we want to get this information across as far as our nation is concerned.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moses Obaje. This is just the beginning, and sky is our starting point, not our limit. And with that, I would like to ask you this question. What opportunities exist in the blockchain world for beginners? What opportunities are you going to tell our viewers?
Now, I think when we talk of opportunities, I've outlined some of them with regards to benefits with regards to blockchain. Now, if you look at, let me take the cryptocurrency of a thing as one of those issues that we need to look into. Now, when you compare digital currencies and fiat currencies, one thing is key, one thing is paramount. Fiat currencies are inflationary. You understand? They are inflationary in nature. Now, what you bought for 5,000 naira in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I bet you cannot get it for 25,000 naira today. Why? Because of inflation. Now, digital assets or cryptocurrencies can serve as a store of value. In fact, I don't call them currencies. Personally, I call them assets. Because you know that an asset, once you buy an asset, over time, it appreciates in value. Yes, we know that cryptocurrencies are volatile in nature, but from experience, from the past antecedents, you will see that cryptocurrencies that came into play in the time past, in the last 17 years, 15 years, 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, are no longer where they are today. Why? Because they are not affected by inflation. In fact, they are deflationary in nature. What do I mean? They appreciate in value over time. Do you know why? The reason is because when you look at the fiat currency we have today, the government or the powers that be have the capacity to go and print and reprint. Once there is a lack of enough currency in circulation, the government can go and print more currencies and pump it into the market. And then there will be enough liquidity that is flowing. But with cryptocurrencies, you see, whatever is a scarce commodity has value and will continue to increase in value. Digital assets are more of scarce commodities. You know why? They are limited in supply. They have limits in supply. Let's talk of Bitcoin. You understand? Bitcoin is limited in supply. And a lot of people, as a lot of people get knowledge about Bitcoin and continue to key in and adopt Bitcoin, the price will continue to rise. Something that started 17 years with mini cents, all right? One Bitcoin was in mini cents. Today we're talking about of over $92,000 per one. In fact, it got to over $125,000 per one before the market retraced, because it is limited in supply. Look at body scan AI today. It is limited in supply with just 1 billion tokens in supply. When it came on board, it was I don't know how, is it millicent? because it came as 0.000000. It has a lot of zeros. But because it is limited in supply and people are really getting understanding and adopting it as an asset, it is appreciating in value. Now it has cancelled a lot of zeros from 5 zeros. It is now 3 zeros and moving to 2 zeros. You understand? So people should have that basic understanding that blockchain and cryptocurrencies have come to salvage mankind from the quagmires of that we are facing. Financial quagmire is there, health challenges are there, non-transparent governance is there, you understand, bribery and corruption is there, a lot of challenges that blockchain and cryptocurrencies have come to solve. If I am to continue, we'll continue to talk about this without end because it is a vast ecosystem. Thank you.
All right. If you have a question, this is a question time, or any contribution from the audience, the floor is yours now because we are about to close for this session. Right, in the absence of any question, I would like to say a big thank you to our special guest, Mr. Moses Obaje, our Prof, and Mrs. Shifra Poloma, our digital mama. It's nice having you today to speak once again on blockchain and cryptocurrencies. It's always good to have you on this program. You are amazing, you are experts, you are fountain of tech knowledge. I will always say this. All right, viewers, if you love this program, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comments on what we have discussed, on whatever that you are bothered about or confused about. Let's hear your voice on our comment section on YouTube, Lydium TV News. All right, I'm Tosh Raphael with my co-host Ibrahim Umawase. See you next time, next week for a fresh edition of Blockchain World. Thank you and goodbye.